welcome to my first YouTube video. My name is Cass. I'm the owner and operator of Thrifter BNE, an online reselling business. Some of you might also know me from Instagram. I do operate under the same name. And I thought I'd try something new financial year, why not? And try my hand at YouTube. So where better to begin than a little bit of an introduction video to tell you a bit more about me and my business. I really started my business on a whim about 3.5 years ago, so that's how long I've been reselling, primarily on eBay, and I've dabbled a little bit in Depop and Facebook, and most recently have just added Poshmark Australia. So reselling was something I'd kind of thought about for a long time, although not so much in those terms, just about picking stuff up from op shops and selling it online, I guess was my initial thought. And one day I just bit the bullet and got stuck in and did it, and I have not looked back since. I am a part-time reseller, so I also have full-time employment. I work in technology and automation, which is something new I've moved into in the last 12 months, and I have no aspirations at this stage to take my reselling business full-time. I quite enjoy my job, and I am someone who really thrives on, I guess, a bit of security and stability that I get from having full-time employment as well. I have grown this business in the last 3 years to just missing out on hitting 40k of turnover in FY22, which compared to some other resellers is not great, but compared to my previous year's performance and not having set out, I suppose, with a goal in mind of where I wanted to be, I'm blown away by being able to achieve that. So I also do sell primarily women's clothing, so I'm not selling a lot of hard goods or electronics that might have a higher sales value or profit margin. So to be able to do that, selling women's clothing from my own home in my free time, is an incredible feeling for me. And that's probably one of the things that has allowed me to keep this going, is it's something that I love to do. It's something of my own. It gives me some drive and some passion. And, like I said, feels some free time for me. About me, I suppose I am based in Australia. I live in the Greater Brisbane region with my partner and our 2 dogs. And I have been a thrifter from way, way back. My parents are lovers of all things old. They actually had brick and mortar antique shops when I was quite a small child, and more recently my dad had a retro and mantiques business where he would repurpose items that he'd found. He makes some incredible lamps with old industrial wares. He also more recently is retired, but he does still do markets with a lot of great kind of tools and hardware finds that he picks up on his caravan travels around Australia, which was something I never thought I'd see him do. So definitely some strong influences of a love for secondhand from a very, very young age. I am also very passionate about secondhand as a means of accessing clothing and fashion sustainably. I know that's a very privileged statement. I know that, not everyone can give a lot of thought. Sometimes you've just got to, look at the bottom line and where your dollar is going and how many dollars you have. But for me in my position, I suppose I'm fortunate to be able to vote with my money for a more sustainable future by not purchasing or by reducing my purchases of new clothing as much as possible. For myself, some of my favorite things to thrift, belts. I have an accidental belt collection. I would say all of them thrifted, particularly vintage chain belts or vintage buckles. So I might do a bit of a video about that one day, but I do have quite a stash of thrifted belts in my wardrobe. Also bags. I don't know what it is about belts and bags, but I have accidental collections of the both of them. Definitely more belts than bags. Also, op shopping has really changed my personal style. I used to have a wardrobe full of black clothes, and now I rarely pick up black clothing for myself. I try really hard to push myself with wearing different combinations of colours. I'm starting to accessorize more with things that I've picked up from the op shop. So it really has been something that I think has allowed me to grow a bit into my personal style and figure out what I love to wear, not just I guess the comfort of grabbing something black every time, but really, really, I don't know, reflecting my personality a lot more. I find op shopping versus shopping new possible. So what I'll be sharing through this channel, very similar to what I share via Instagram, but a little more in depth, obviously, is information about reselling on eBay and probably Poshmark as I get more into that as well. Thrift alongs, so if you like thrifting content, definitely be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to receive those videos, and probably some personal stuff in there as well, so showing you my personal style, how I put things together from the op shops, and maybe a little sneak peek at what's in my wardrobe as well that I've thrifted. So if that all sounds like something you're interested in, as I mentioned, please subscribe and follow along. Drop me a comment and introduce yourself, and I look forward to getting to know you all a bit better. Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.